Hello y'all, so we're here with Chasing Atlanta season 5 episode 2. We're in the car because once again the demonic bitch that I live with done took off of work because, and now this is the thing with her, she now getting up to take the neighbor's darn daughter to school at the expense of her darn missing a whole day of work. So you're getting paid $40 for the week to take the darn child to school that is within walking distance, but you're missing out on a whole, like, the bitch is working backwards. You darn doing this every morning for $40 a week, and then you darn fall asleep, can't get yourself up, and then you lose out on $100 for the entire day. When I tell y'all I can't wait for this shit to be over with, the bitch supposed to be darn finally moving out, and I supposed to finally have a house to myself again. That'll be a whole nother vlog for another day. So outside the darn TV, I'm doing this today in my car because if I don't do it today, honey, I don't know when y'all will get this because the Height's supposed to come on tonight. Circle Atlanta finally coming back on. So it's like I'm gonna have to struggle with trying to get those up for the weekend. I supposed to have an interview today. I came out here to do my interview in the car. They never darn call me, so I don't know what's going on with that. Lyft is finally coming back out with the bonuses after a 2-week hiatus, so I'm not even going to be able to do that tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be a hectic weekend, so that's why we're getting this on out the way today. So now that we got that 2-minute intro of what's going on with DivaWuan, let's get into what's going on with the girls over there at Chasing Atlanta, honey. So we start off where we left off. Cameron and Dominique is arguing, but it's short-lived. They agree to squash the beef, you know, about like how Karen and Giselle do, like they still have issues, but they just agree to keep it cordial. But Jay Moore said, bitch, while we darn y'all got y'all two issues together, let's go ahead and squash all of this. So Jay Moore, honey, with her lovely self said, bitch, I'm going to mediate this situation with you and Troy, honey. I guess she would be the best to mediate, honey. Troy talking about, well, who's this bitch to darn mediate? It's like, well, hell, ain't the best people to darn mediate is the folks that ain't got no real bone to pick in this fight, that don't know either one, so they ain't going to necessarily be leaning to either side. So I think Jay would be the best situation in this case to mediate. So he's mediating between Cameron and Troy. And here goes. Now, Troy, I was with you. I mean, not Troy, but Cameron, I was with you to this convenient you dealing with death and shit. And I ain't trying to make light of it. But, girl, it's like, girl. The way that just seemed out of left field, the forced tear and all that, I was like, nah, girl, no. This seemed put on now. Now, for what you telling us and from what Troy's expression is, I do believe Troy was being very much a diva, very much a bitch. But girl, you carrying a little bit too far with this. And then the whole premise is ain't neither one of y'all bitches picked up the phone. So both of y'all was acting too bougie. It's like, why neither one of y'all whores picked up the phone? Went to each other's houses. Y'all in the same damn city, honey. In the city. Hey. Ain't none one of y'all could have knocked on each other's door and said, honey, let's work it out. Work it out. Da-da-da-da. But anyways, they call themselves making fake peace. Moving on. So next we got Rico with a K meeting up with Cardi Monroe, honey. Cardi Monroe, and once again we got a cameo from Jamal, honey. Hey, Jamal. So Rico with a K, and I'm glad I'm able to finally say his name after all this time, because I told you, until this bitch start putting out some music, instead of being featured on everybody else shit, I was gonna keep calling her Miss Features. But honey, she's finally putting herself at the forefront. So shout out to Mr. Rico with a K for finally getting on to his shit. So his shit is called Top Talk, honey. So Top Talk, He's looking to get under some new management. He was burned in the past. He had some little bit of trust issues. He grew up in the Matthew Knowles type of standard of living where, you know, you have to have the PR, speak the right way, have the right image, darling. You know how to walk, know how to talk, know how to doggone deal with stuff under pressure. He ain't grew up with the Soldier Boy era. This, that, and the third, where people came into independence and this. So he's now trying to still find himself in this darn music game, trying to get back on the trustworthy, you know, people, whatnots. And this person is supposed to be his creative director, I believe. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Cardi Monroe. But yeah, that's what they're discussing. So we'll look forward to seeing what goes on with that. Then we move on to the next scene. Cameron has a meeting with the team to talk about Eli's performances. So I'm glad we starting to see some more consistent performances throughout everybody. Everybody on their grind, honey. Cameron said, bitch, I have all these different jobs. And hell, Cameron, I'm not blaming you. They like to talk about bitch had different jobs, honey. I can relate. Honey, I'm the Lyft driver. I'm the Grubhubber, the Uber Eats girl, the Uber driver, the DoorDash driver, the former Amazon customer service rep, bitch, the esthetician. Honey, I know what it's like, Cameron. Get your many different jobs on, honey. Cameron said, bitch, you don't necessarily have to see what I'm doing, honey. The check still clear, honey. The money is still residing plentiful over here. Honey, Cameron, go on here and do you, honey. Cameron having a team meeting on how to get Eli out there with his stuff. Getting the dates and stuff, the line. I said, come on through, Cameron. So that was a nice quick 2 minutes right there. Then we get over to Oliver's. So once again, everybody just consistently on the music. We start off with Rico. Then we go to Cameron with the meeting. And then now we over there with Oliver. I said, well, shit, y'all doing more consistent music than Love and Hip Hop. This is the life, baby. Honey, we the show called Love and Hip Hop, and we seeing more of this over on Chasing Reality. Honey, Dario, you would make to be on an actual network, honey, because one thing about you is you actually have the girls way more consistent than some of these bitches that supposed to be on actual reputable television, child. But anyways, now we got Oliver trying to channel his Miami roots, honey. He said, honey, he's bringing it back home to the 305, honey. Or at least I think he's on the outskirts. I don't know where Oliver's from, but he's somewhere in that Miami tribe, honey. He's trying to get that sound of Miami, honey. And then walks in the Soul Atlanta native on the show, honey. Mr. Rico Cassadine. Rico Cassadine comes on in. They chatting it up. Honey, come to find out, Mr. Nerd, honey, the beautiful kid, honey, the gangster nerd was the one that put Rico on as far as his first show and cover art, this, that, and the third. I was like, okay, that's an interesting connection. Okay, organic roots. Because normally when new people is brought on, it's some fake contrivance type shit. You got to get to know folks. But honey, this is giving me real Housewives of Potomac teas where people actually have legitimate backstories. People actually know each other and have genuine connections and stuff. And it's not none of that fake shit. So I was like, come on through, Rico. So they going back and forth, affirming, uplifting each other. I was like, okay, come on through, black butch queen excellence. So we got that right there. Oh, one more thing, child, this confessional look, honey, he was wearing the hell out of that Chanel suit, honey. Oliver was sickening in that motherfucking all-white Chanel suit. Bitch, I think that is by far the best. Hell, we just on episode 2. Honey, that makes me wonder what we going to see further down, honey. You giving us this coming out the gate. Child, that suit is by far, matter of fact, I want to say that's about the best look we ever seen on Oliver. And that's no shade because Oliver's had quite a few but this one is really giving me like step up, like, bitch, I have arrived, honey. This is Lanithia Leaks, honey. Like, it was giving me that type of, honey, bitch, I'm topped here, honey. So, honey, that confessional look was sickening, honey. What else did we have from this? Basically, darn going, Rico is filling in Oliver on everything. Oliver's darn on confused because he was like, well, wait a minute, wasn't these bitches the darn on Powerpuff Girls? Wasn't these darn on bitches the darn on Three Witches of Eastwick? Wasn't these darn on bitches the darn on sisters? You are my cheetah girl. Honey, wasn't y'all the cheetah girls? Now all y'all fighting. The girls are fighting. Honey, the claws are out and shit. What's going on? So darn on Oliver, we trying to figure out the same thing too. They supposed to act like they now back together and making peace. We'll see. Time will tell, honey. Time will tell. But Oliver gets filled in on that situation. What else? Also they supposed to be meeting up later on with Jay Moore. And now Rico, this is where you lost me, boo. Now I know sometimes the camera be making people look a little bit lighter or darker than what they are. But he said darn on Jay Moore light skinned. Done the light skin. What? I was like, light skinned. I was like, light skinned. Girl, where you at? Rico, you okay? Like, girl, I know there's different levels of light skin from the southern to the western perspective, but honey, universally, ain't nobody looking at doggone Jay Moore as light skin. Jay Moore is what we would call in the South safe brown. Like, just looking at him, he gives me like Cynthia Bailey. He might be like he's on the cusp of Cynthia Bailey and Nia Long. That's the complexion that he's giving me. Like, he's definitely not dark skinned like myself. He's a little bit lighter than like a deeper brown complexion like Rico Cassadine. But he damn sure ain't darn on high yellow like darn on Rico with a K. Damn sure ain't even caramel like Beyonce. I was like, oh no, light skinned, no. More like brown skin, honey. Brown skin girl. Honey, it's okay. His skin still shining like pearls because, honey, he got the most beat face on this motherfucker, honey. That makeup is darn gonna stay darn gonna gorgeous, honey. I was like, come on through, motherfucking darn gonna Jay Moore. Every bit of darn gonna 6'7". But yeah, light skinned, no. Rico girl, I think we might need to get you some darn gonna contacts and shit over there, child. Oh, hell no. Light skin. Child, you know the folks was darn on and you know I start watching the shows live, honey. The folks in the comment section, I told you the darn on comments be a show within the show, honey. Everybody was looking weird at that comment. But anyways, moving on from that, then we get over to darn going Dominique. So Dominique done got upgraded, honey. She now got her own private suite down in downtown Buckhead. I said, come on through, Buckhead. Honey, I guess it's true that she actually does got a B or C list celebrity or two up in there for her to darn gonna afford to rent in Buckhead. So the bitch ain't darn gonna plan. She ain't saying that she just got D and E listers. Honey, she got a couple folks if she darn gonna afford in that darn on Buckhead price rental, honey. How do I know? Because a bitch has been searching for darn gonna suites to darn gonna rent in the Atlanta area. But anyways, that'll be, I'll tell y'all more about that in the DivaWuan vlog. But anyways, in comes a new cast member, Miss Willow, honey. Willow from the doggone Tennessee, honey. Memphis, Tennessee. I said, ooh, Memphis, the same infamous area as Miss Wannabe crossover country singer K. Michelle. But surprisingly, Memphis is the same area as none other than T.S. Lil Kendra. I say, okay, come on through. We got the darn on two TS girls from the darn on countryside of Tennessee. This gonna be interesting. So she drops the dog off. Dominique is informing, you know, getting her abreast of everybody, this, that, and the third. And you know, that's basically that. Oh, a little bit of backstory, honey. And this is where people got the clowning in the comment section. I was like, now, come on now, let's give Willow a chance, honey. But as soon as she said she's a hairstylist and she's an aspiring cook, this, that, and the third, honey, you know who we all got to thinking of. I was like, and then she's darn on, you know, a deep darn on toffee complexion. I was like, okay, toffee caramel complexion, boobs, hip, outrageous hips, hairstylist, cook. I was like, they done went and got a damn carbon copy of darn on Miss Lauren England, honey. They say we acting funny. I was like, oh Lord, is this darn on Lauren 2.0? Oh my goodness. Now this is what I was thinking in my mind, but I was like, we still gonna give this bitch some, you know. But honey, some people just ain't got no coof, honey. They was in there darn on just turn her up in the comment section, just saying everything that I was thinking, honey. That's okay, Will. I'm still giving your ass a chance, honey. But anyways, moving on from that, honey. She left the dog there. The dog got a beautiful darn going purple. Got the purpleness on the fur and whatnot. So we'll say what we want about the pet groomer. People have the issues with the pet groomer, but honey, look like the pet groomer does his work nicely. The dog didn't bitch and complain not one time, honey. The dog looked at all relaxed and whatnot. So no complaints over here for Dominique thus far. Moving on. So now we go over to darn on Jay Moore's house. So we reintroduced to Jay Moore again. This time Oliver's going to finally meet who this Jay Moore is, because he thought he recognized who Jay Moore was. He says Jay Moore has slid in the DMs, but not like that. But on some business tip, trying to sell. I was like, now Oliver, we got to work on this word placement and shit. Now, girl, the way Jay Moore darn on carries herself, I don't think she was the least bit darn on thirsty trying to darn on solicit darn on you to give you know, for you to darn on taking some services and whatnot. So like Oliver, I was like, girl, we might need to work on that word placement, honey. She offered, but she wasn't thirsty. But anyways, speaking of thirsty, honey, in addition to Miss Jay Moore having the fashion line and being a makeup artist, honey, she getting into her own wine, honey. I was like, oh, so okay, let's do the housewives comparison. So we got darn on Rico Cassadine is the Marlo. We're gonna say Rico with a K is Kim Zolciak. Oliver Twits will be Phaedra Parks. And now Jay Moore, I guess we're going to call Jay Moore Cynthia Bailey, because you know how Cynthia Bailey got the wine agency. She's the model. She's partnered with Smirnoff. She got the peach Singrams, which I love those darn on peach Singrams, honey. So we now know who's the Cynthia Bailey of Chasing Atlanta, honey. It's darn on none other than Jay Moore. And I guess Miss Willow is going to be our darn on Portia. She's going to give us Portia. And we're going to say darn on Kendra is like the ratchet version of darn on Kenya Moore, honey. So yeah, that's the darn on, that's the lineup of who is who in the housewives comparison train. But yeah, darn on Jay fills Oliver in on everything that happened at Dominique's party and everything. Then we get a 1-minute commercial with darn on Scotty. I was like, come on through. It's always a pleasure when we see one of our YouTubers darn on getting the highlights on here and stuff. I was like, okay, Scotty had a good old 1-minute commercial. So after the 1-minute commercial with Scotty TV, we then get Dominique and Willa walking in on Kendra's performance. And this is what irritated me. Now, Kendra, we done finally got these wigs together. We done went from darn on Party City, Party City, Party City, to darn on, it's not quite darn on, work them one-way curls, work them one-way curls, bitch, I'm struck. It's not runway curls. It's not darn on her Givens hair. It's more like mid-grade elevated styles. You know, everybody got to start somewhere. At least she working her way up. So, honey, we finally got the hair somewhat together, unbeknown, you know, contrary to what some bitches try to say, because we try to give somebody the... I get to that in a moment, but Kendra, this is where I got to get on you, honey. Now, girl, why is we darn on doing this piss-po lip singing? Like, once again, this the second time you giving us a performance. I was like, girl, now you... Do you not know that when the darn on track is still playing, you still supposed to be moving your lips? Like, why is you giving me this lazy ass darn on performance? Now, the darn on, your lips ain't moving at certain parts. The mic ain't in the right place. Hell, some people said, is the mic even on? And child, the mic was on because I could hear when she was darn on singing into the rapping into the darn on mic. But see, they darn on did her like darn on Michelle Posley at the Super Bowl, honey. Honey, turn darn on Kendra's mic up. She supposed to be the lead singer, honey. She supposed to be the Beyonce. And I'm hearing darn on Wayne just as clearly. I can't hear nothing of darn on Kendra. Kendra whispering into the darn on mic. I was like, oh girl, not giving me the rap version of motherfucking Janet if you're nasty, honey. Not da 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 da. Now it would be good if you was at least getting it in. Like, we'll let Janet slide with that whispering shit because the bitch be giving us every bit of all of this. But I was like, Kendra, you don't break it down like Janet for you to be giving ghost whisper, honey. If you don't get that mic turned the fuck up, see, this is why it's important. You can have the most sickening bars. You can have the most stellar lights. You can have the choreography and all that together. But if you don't do your mic checks, this is why I always get on artists about making sure to go to the venue 24 hours in advance and do your damn mic checks. Because when you don't do your mic checks, honey, something like this ruins an entire performance. And then make the matter worse, you was darn on lip singing off darn on key with the darn on mic all over the place. So I really need somebody to teach darn on Kendra down there how to keep that mic darn on steady as she rapping her bars. Honey, I need Kendra to darn on learn. And matter of fact, damn, you friends with Rico Cassadine. Now Rico, if you don't help your darn on good girl pal out, you used to be a drag queen, honey. Teach her how to lip sing for her damn life, honey. But moving on from that, honey, ultimately she did good enough. But it got real bad when the singer came out. Shout out to the beautiful sister with the vocals. It's like, if you're gonna have a soprano on the track, you damn sure got to have your mic calibrated right, because when she was singing it and you was darn on talking into the mic, we could not hear absolutely nothing because of the fact that your mic was low in comparison to hers. She's a singer, you a rapper, and even if you try to sing, your octaves is nowhere near as up as hers. So it's like you supposed to have your mic on a higher setting above both of them, because Wayne knows how to naturally project his, you know, as a man, his voice is going to project louder than yours anyways. And then with this singer over here, she's a soprano. So it's like, yeah, future shows, Kendra, please get the mic darn on together. So moving on from that, oh, and then came the darn on, I didn't even know the Free Kendra was a diss track. I don't know to who, but honey, Dominique pointed out, I was like, now wait a minute, bitch, why is you darn on bringing up this song and everybody supposed to be cool, this, that, the third. You know, the irony of him, of all people, saying that, considering that, child, you one of the bitches that didn't pick up the phone, and y'all in the same area, and you had this whole fiasco going on, you and Troy with Cameron. So once again, right message, but wrong messenger, honey. You need to practice what you preach, honey. You darn gonna get on her talking about this song, but honey, you over there can't even pick up the phone. But anyways, that was that. They all meet up outside, and you know, Kendra gets to meet Willow and whatnots, and this, that, and the third. And it was a good darn on meeting amongst everybody. But then we get later on filled in about Wayne might have been shady, because Wayne asked, where was the ring at, honey? The ring don't mean a thing, honey. Just because the ring ain't seen doesn't mean that stuff is going on in the household. So now we got to figure out in which context was Wayne inquiring about the ring. That sparked some controversy in the chat, because some people, and then we seen the after show with the two Ricos, Rico Cassadine said the ring can darn gonna fit over a glove. That's why you have custom fitted gloves. But I was like, honey, these bitches ain't Beyonce. Like, wait a minute now, talking about custom fitted damn gloves, honey. Now, honey, the pet groomer just started seeing celebrities, Rico, honey. How you darn gonna expect the bitch that darn gonna have custom fitted gloves and shit? And even with a custom fitted glove, you know, depending on the establishment and depending on how high priced the ring is and whatnot, I still wouldn't trust my ring to be out in certain environments. So it's like, child, I'm one of the people where, honey, the ring can be at the house depending on which environments I'm at. Honey, nobody don't need to see the ring, honey. I trust that, you know, nobody, I would think that Dominique ain't cheating or whatnot, so it's like the ring don't mean a thing. Especially, you know, you have thick gloves on that can alter the ring. You can't fit your darn gonna ring over thick gloves. So I was with Dominique like, honey, why you expect to see a ring and I got these gloves on, honey? Depending on how Wayne came, honey, Dominique should have darn gonna took the glove off and did a glove slap. Honey, did a glove slap like darn gonna Will slap darn gonna Chris Rock. Okay, but no, let me not promote violence with these two. Once again, let's just hope it's a misunderstanding, because Lord knows we don't need the girls carrying on like Chris Rock and darn gonna Will, honey. But moving on from that, honey. Oh no, we can't move on, because this what set me off. In the midst of Dominique complaining about Wayne. Now, bitch, why your motherfucking darn gonna tiny goblin shaped ass had to bring Kendra into this? Like, we all know Kendra's darn gone is a little bit challenging in the wig department. But girl, you did. Now, it's something different for me saying it, because Kendra don't know me personally. But bitch, it comes out totally shady and wrong when you're in the circle of somebody. It's like, girl, you supposed to leave that for folks like me in YouTube land to say the shit about the wigs and stuff. Why your ass darn gonna felt the need to darn gonna inadvertently shade Kendra, talking about, well, Wayne, don't you supposed to be over there managing Kendra? Please get her some updated fashions and wigs. I was like, oh, hell no, bitch. Now, what we ain't gonna do is your motherfucking darn tiny pixie shaped ass is gonna shade by Kendra. Now, girl, don't make me darn gonna get on a Spirit flight, darn gonna come down there to Atlanta to get you together, honey. Cause I think Kendra already got 2 strikes. She can't afford to darn gonna whoop your ass. But honey, Kendra darn gonna tag me in, bitch. I get them together. I ain't like that shit. Dominique, your motherfucking ass was out of order. Especially since the wigs have updated a little bit. I can see if this was season 4. Now, you should have made that comment back and see at the beginning of season 4 when she had them darn gone wigs. I was looking like, oh, especially. Okay, y'all, I don't know what happened with my phone. My phone tried to update something and it just cut the darn gone camera off in mid-sentence. I think I was about to get on darn gone Kendra with that storm wig, honey. I was like, oh, hell no. Now, bitch, what we ain't about to do is darn gonna soak my favorite darn gonna cake. Honey, that darn gonna costume was a hot, tacky ass motherfucking mess, honey. I had to drag Kendra all the way down to this motherfucking YouTube for that. But since then, honey, she has stepped her game up all the way in the hair department. The fashions are okay, honey. But, child, you ain't that much damn better over there with your costumes. So it'd be something different if Oliver was darn gonna throw in the shade. But bitch, you in the same arena with them darn gone costumes that you be wearing. Once again, it's always a bitch in the darn gone cheapest glass house trying to darn gonna throw a rock at somebody else in a glass. Child boo. That's where darn gone Dominique darn gonna rub me the wrong way and piss me all the way the fuck off, child. But anyways, moving on from that, honey. Then we go to Rico with a K meeting up with Oliver. So Rico's over there at the darn going at his darn going dance routine or whatnot. And this is one thing I will say about Rico. Rico has always been consistent with the choreography, even back when he did R&B singing here in Fayetteville and stuff. Even back at school, he was always consistent with that darn going, you know, getting stuff together and, you know, not being sloppy with it and all that. Now, one thing, Rico, girl, that you ain't never had, honey, You ain't never had no ass twerk skills, honey. I don't know what you girl, I don't know what you call yourself on that ground doing. I said, honey, if you don't get your Pooh Bear shaped ass up off that motherfucking ground, what is you trying to twerk, honey? You ain't got nothing back there to twerk, honey. Girl, get your ass up off the ground. Honey, I know all the girls are trying to do something new for season 5, honey. Kendra done stepped her darn on wig game up despite what the pet groomer has to say. We just got to get that lip singing together. Honey, we got Rico Cassadine darn on dropping darn on hits this way and that way, which Rico, by the way, I did download your music on Amazon. You got to remind the girls that your shit is on Amazon as well, honey. You be talking about iTunes, but honey, not everybody's team iPhone. We team Android over here. So for all the Android people, if you did not know, Rico Cassadine's music can also be purchased on Amazon as well. So if you ain't over there with iTunes, go to Amazon Music and download it. 69 cents. Support a darn on black brother, honey. So we got Rico Cassadine, Rico with a K, finally coming out with shit after 10 years, honey. Because I was like, honey, now it's about time to retire that damn golden ticket, child. That golden ticket is darn on, it's been in the golden era, child. So we finally got Rico with a K giving us something new, honey. Giving us top talk. But, honey, leave the twerking alone. Leave the twerking to Meg the Stallion and them, honey. You ain't got it. You ain't got it like that for the twerk skills, honey. Leave it for 7 Deep, honey. Now, 7 Deep knows how to darn on whine it, honey. Because I seen the after show where they said they actually done something together. And I got to look that up. Because, I never heard them two together. I know who 7 Deep is. And 7 Deep looks a lot lighter on the camera than I've seen in this video. I don't know. Maybe he was, you know, tanned or whatnots in the videos. But he looked a lot more closer to my complexion in his videos. But, honey, in the video with darn on Rico, with the 2 Ricos on the live stream, honey, he was looking up there like towards Dominique's complexion. Anyway, daughter, he's always been good though, nonetheless, honey. But yeah, leave the twerking though to the darn on 7 darn on Deep, honey. He ain't got nothing to really twerk either, but at least he darn on can give you a whine with it, child. But anyways, outside of the darn on the twerking fiasco, they get the darn on talking. They issue stems back all the way from last year, honey. Darn on Oliver is mad that darn on Rico at the reunion dressed like the bootleg version of Aquaman wanted to get turned up on him. Also in the fight fiasco that happened last season, Rico, when he was playing double up as the bodyguard, I told you back then he was Miss Features, jumping on everybody's track but his own. And then whenever he wasn't doing that, he was always being the bodyguard, jumping in the midst of the fights. Oliver said, bitch, when you came up onto this shit, you was darn going praising my good praises and shit. You was saying you wanted to be under my tutelage, but you got over there with Kendra and left the nerd over here to her lonesome, honey. You chose a side when your ass supposed to be neutral. Honey, Mr. darn on Rico Suave. Honey, Mr. Rico with a K, honey, said, oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Ooh. What you won't do is act like I just offered up my darn going comments, honey. I gave what you asked me. So Rico with a K was like, bitch, I only darn gonna answer what you asked. You was the one that said, well, let's start talking about these bitches. And sure enough, honey, and Dario rolled that beautiful beam footage. I was like, well, Oliver, the receipts don't lie, girl. It does show that you darn gonna try to be messy and darn gonna say, well, let's talk about the bitches, and you just didn't get the response that you wanted. You and darn gone, they did say on the darn on live stream that basically you wanted a yes man, and darn gone Rico wasn't about to give you no yes man, child. So that is that on that, honey. What else did we get out of that? Then it gets to darn on the infamous line of the night, honey. Do you need 60 seconds? I was like, now, girl, I know you meant that in the most innocent way. We about to go to the house, y'all. We about to lose this light It's 6 something at night. But anyways, honey, darn Oliver said, do you need 60 seconds, 120? Now, she was trying to be on her favorite parts and say that in a de-escalating way. But see, when you talking to a bitch that's from around my way, honey, that could be darn perceived as, oh, do I need to get ready to whoop your ass? So, honey, darn Rico had to really cool down. Rico was like, oh, I know this bitch didn't try me. Do I need motherfucking 60 seconds? Bitch, I only need 5 seconds to take my shit off. And darn gonna get to whooping your ass. So, honey, there's a misinterpretation going on. Rico said he called his mom on up, honey, and said, honey, I know you love I know you love the nerd and all, but the nerd about to get his ass whooped today, honey, talking about, do I need motherfucking 60 seconds? And sure enough, we see the darn them get the scruffling on the next week preview. I'm still hoping that somewhere in between that, that there was a, you know, there was play fighting, like they darn kiki, because Oliver was laughing at the end. Rico ain't really about that life, honey. But at the same time, if you push him, honey, he's still by way of the 2 M's, honey. He's by way of Miami, and then the high school that he went to is off the darn Merc. So it's like, child, he ain't fully Miami and he ain't fully Murkison Road, child, but he got just enough in him where he can whoop somebody's ass like Oliver, who ain't really about that life at all now. Now, I know they say Oliver is from Miami too, but Oliver just don't give me like fighting teas like that, honey. Oliver gives me, like, once again, favorite parts. So I was like, girl, honey, now you know at the end of the day I'm team you, honey. If I had to choose between Rico with a K and Oliver, honey, I'm going with the gangster nerd. But I just got to keep it real in a fight. Girl, I think you will get your ass whooped darn 10 ways to Sunday. So I'm hoping that next week's scene is darn and I'm sure that it was a play fight, because if it was really serious, I highly doubt, and this is how I know it couldn't have been too serious, because then we see the clip of them over at Kendra's, and darn Dominique is confronting darn Wayne about darn saying something shady on Instagram, and then both Rico with a K and darn Oliver's there, and they ain't darn scrapping down. But see, on the flip side though, on these reality shows, a lot of these girls have fights and then they make up 5 minutes after the fight. We see that darn clearly on the back on Bad Boys LA. It's like, I don't understand it. See, people, see, this the shit where I say they know who to cast and don't know, and know who not to cast for this shit. Cause I'd be damned if I darn fight a bitch 1 minute and you expect me to be in the darn room civil with them the next minute. Oh, hell no. Once again, if I have issues with you, honey, I'm going to have issues with you either forever, or if I know you well enough, we might work it out a couple months down the road. But bitch, it sure ain't going to be the next day, the next week, or not even the next month. So it's like, child, boom. I'm saying 80% now that fight had to be darn fake. But anyways, we'll see next week, y'all. That is my darn thoughts for this week. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all soon with more videos. Mwah.